And here we have it. This is the entire flow that's responsible for sending automated follow-ups. Ladies and gentlemen, in this video I want to walk you through how you can automate your Instagram follow-ups legally and within a few minutes just by watching this video and basically copying what I do. And of course this automation is really valuable if you get a lot of conversations and DMs per day and people drop off because they get busy or because of any other reasons. So following up with them and re-engaging the conversation is really important for you to, of course, increase your conversion rates, increase your sales and everything. So as you can see in front of me, this is an example of what I mean by follow-ups. So let's say someone reaches out, he says, "Hi, I need your help in automating my Instagram follow-ups." I respond with, "Hey, Liam, so I got you. How many follow-ups do you want to do per day?" And after asking this question, this person kind of ghosts me for a couple of hours. So what I want to do is after 4 hours of no response, I want to send this person like a follow-up message saying, "Yo, Liam, are you still there?" And if they don't respond again after 18 hours, I can send them a pre-recorded voice message to follow up again. So that's what we want to build in this video. This exact system is the one. So the software we're going to be using is called ManyChat.com, and it's a Meta verified app. So everything you do within it is totally legal and will not cause any bans. So what you want to do is, if you don't have an account, of course, sign up. And if you're new, you're going to get like a 14-day free trial. And if not, then you can kind of subscribe to this plan, which is here. So it starts at $15 a month, and as your contacts increase, cost increases. But make sure you have the pro subscription on. Now, after you have all these points checked out, the first thing we want to do is go onto the field section. And on here, we want to create 3 new user fields. The first one is called follow up number. Okay, and this is gonna be a number. So create this. Then we want to create user message count. Okay, create this as a number as well. And finally, we want to have flow count. You'll see why we're creating those in just a few. But after you create them, make sure they're all numbers as well. And then you want to head on to the Instagram channel, and we want to set a default reply. Now in this case I already have it set, so I'm going to remove the existing one and I'm going to create a new reply. Right, so now that we have this new fresh automation, what you want to do is first of all delete this Instagram default reply here and replace it with an action. And also you want to check that when the user sends a direct message, it triggers every time and it's on, of course. Okay, so then we have in the actions, we want to click on here. We want to go on to automation, or actually contact data, sorry, and set user field. Here we're gonna set the user message count. We want to increase the number by 1. Okay, and I'm going to be explaining the logic after we finish the automation, but for now you can just follow along and build it with me. So the second node is going to be a condition one. And in this condition, we want to have the custom user field, which is follow-up number. We want to check if it's exactly equal to 1. And if it is, then we want to drag this here. We're going to use it later. And then we want to add another condition. And this time we want to check if the follow-up number is exactly 2. Right? And then we want to have this. So we have the condition if it's exactly 1, if it's exactly 2, and the fallback condition. So the first thing we want to do is drag this and add a delay, so smart delay, and that's going to be for 4 hours. So the first follow-up, we want to wait for around 4 hours, and after these 4 hours are done, we want to increase the flow count by 1. So action, we want to set user field, increase the flow count by 1. All right, and once we have this, we have a condition here. The condition here is going to check if, first of all, the user message count is exactly equal to the flow count, and the last interaction on Instagram, which is found in the system fields in here, is more than 4 hours ago. So if that's the case, then we want to set the follow-up number through the actions. So set follow-up number, set it equal to 1. Okay, and then after we pass through all these conditions, we want to send the actual Instagram message, the actual follow-up. And this is the first follow-up. It's going to be something like, yo. We can add a variable here, which is the first name. Are you still there? Okay, so this is the first follow-up message. We can rename this. After this is sent, we want to trigger another action, which is set user field, and this time it decreases the flow count by 1. Okay, again, I will explain why we're doing all of this, but this is the first sort of line of automations you want to do. Now, since we built everything already, what I'm going to do is duplicate every node. So duplicate the delay, duplicate this one as well, condition, the other action, and the message. So once you have those duplicated, then what you want to do is connect this decrease flow count by 1 all the way to the smart delay, and also you want to drag this follow-up number is exactly 1 and connect it to this smart delay as well, and then connect each one with the one that's next to it. And here we have it. Okay, now we want to modify those numbers such that this waits for, let's say we want to reach out after 17 hours. We want to make sure that everything we're doing is within the 24-hour window, because anything like after those 24 hours, Meta doesn't allow us to send any messages or automations. Okay, so you can do as many follow-ups as you want within the 24-hour window. Okay, so we keep this action the same, and here what we want to change is this. Make sure it's 17 hours ago. Okay, and here we have the follow-up number, set it to actually 2 instead of 1. And finally, for the second follow-up message, what I want to do is include a voice message instead of a text message. And for that, we want to click on the more option and add an audio. Now, I've already pre-recorded a voice message, which I'm going to pull out here. And this is the one, so you can listen to it. Hey, I haven't heard back from you yet. Did I say something wrong, or is it that you're just busy? Either way, I'm here to help, so yeah, let me know. So what I'll do is I'll drag it and drop it right here. And here we have it. This is the entire flow that's responsible for sending automated follow-ups. So let me explain the logic to you. First of all, when the user sends any message, this flow gets triggered. Okay, and the first thing we want to do is increase the user message count by 1. And after this, it's going to check how many follow-ups we've sent. Did we send the first one? Because here we set the follow-up number to 1 after it sends the first follow-up. And if it did send the first follow-up, then it goes on to the second one, which is this flow. Okay. And if the follow-up number is exactly 2, it means that it already sent the second follow-up, so we don't want to do anything. So this remains empty without going anywhere. And if we didn't send the follow-up number 1 or 2, then we go on to this flow, which is responsible for sending follow-up 1. Okay, so what we do then is wait for 4 hours, and and after those 4 hours, then this continues. It increases the flow count by 1, and it also checks if the user message count is equal to the flow count. Now, this is very important because sometimes the user sends multiple messages, and we want to make sure that the message number is equal to the flow number because we don't want to trigger the flow multiple times and send the message multiple times as well. And we want to check the last interaction on Instagram and make sure that the user or the person we're speaking with had the last interaction or sent us the last message more than 4 hours ago. All right. And if that's the case, so we want to like set the follow-up number to 1, as in we did the first follow-up, and send the first follow-up message. Now we want to decrease the flow count by 1. Now I added this additional step because I figured out that if the user didn't respond to the first follow-up message and we go onto this flow, it increases the flow count by 1. So we don't want the flow count to be unmatched with like the user message count. So yeah, we decrease the flow count by 1 here, and if it triggers, then it becomes sort of even here. And so yeah, we wait another 17 hours, and again, after those 17 hours are done, we increase the flow count by 1. We check if the flow count is equal to the user message count, and if they are, and if also the last interaction in Instagram was more than 17 hours ago, then we set the follow-up number to 2, and we send the second follow-up number. Okay, so yeah, this is it. This is the logic. And now what will happen is, here, let me change this to 17 hours, is let's say a user sends you a message and you reply back. If they don't respond within 4 hours, a follow-up message like this will be sent. And if they don't respond for another 17 hours, this voice message will be sent as well. All right, so of course, don't forget to set it live. So make sure it is live, and once you have it, then you can customize the follow-up messages as you want as well. And yeah, this is it, ladies and gentlemen. I hope you found value in this video, and if you have any questions, feel free to comment them down below or message me on my Instagram. I will leave the link for it in the description. Cheers.